Hello friends, welcome to this video series on HCF. So in this series we will be looking at some moderate difficulty level concepts. So this will be a continuation of the previous part wherein we had seen some basic concepts on HCF. So we just add upon the similar concept going forward. So now, so far we have seen how to find HCF using different method, like division method, then time factorization method. Then there has been some shortcut methods wherein we just look for the smallest number, and the smallest number or the factor of the smallest number would be the HCF of the same number. Then we also saw that we can also consider the difference of the two numbers, because the HCF of a given set of number would be the factor of the difference of those two numbers. So similar concepts we have seen. So now we just move ahead and build upon those concepts to see some moderate difficulty level concepts in this series. So now herein we'll see how to find HCF of fraction. So far we have seen HCF of only numbers. So now, and we know ki HCF we can find only for rational numbers. So rational number also includes fraction. So suppose I have to find a HCF of 1 by 3 and 4 by 5. So there are two numbers, right? So what would be the HCF? So basically here we can remember this rule. The HCF of two fraction would be HCF of the numerator and LCM of denominator. Uh, LCM is a concept, which many of you would be knowing. So far we have not covered this concept in the video series. But those of you who don't know, you may skip this part and revisit this when we cover the LCM going forward. But I think this is very common concept, so many of you would be knowing this. I assume this. So this is that we cover this concept. So now, as per the rule, we'll take HCF of numerator 1 comma 4, and we'll take LCM of denominator, right? So HCF of 1 and 4 is what? 1. And what is the HCF of 3, LCM of 3 and 5? 15. So very simple. 1 by 3 comma 4 by 5, HCF of these two fractions would be nothing but 1 by 15. So same way we can take another example also, like if we have to find HCF of say 15 by 3 and 25 by say 7. So same concept, it will be HCF of numerator will be HCF of 15 comma 25, and denominator will be LCM of denominators, which is 3 comma 7. So this we know, HCF of 15 and 25 is what? 5. This see, the difference is 10, so HCF has to be the factor of 10. We know 10 will not divide 15 or 25, so 10 cannot be. Next highest factor is 5. 5 divides both 15 and 25, so 5 becomes HCF. Upon LCM of 3, 7 is 21. So this is the HCF of 15 by 3 and 25 by 7. What does this mean? 5 by 21 is the largest number which will divide both 15 by 3 and 25 by 7. So this is a fairly easy and simple concept. So we can just move forward. If you just remember this rule, the HCF of two or more fraction is given by HCF of numerator and LCM of denominator. We'll take another case wherein, say suppose the numbers are any random number 21 by 9, then 7 by say 3, then whatever say 63 by 18. These three numbers are there. We have to find HCF of these three fractions. So what would be it? It would be HCF of numerator, which is 21, 7 and 63, upon LCM of denominator 9, 3, 18. So what would be the HCF of 21, 7 and 63. We'll first check with the smallest number. Smallest number is 7. 7 divides on the number, right? So 7 becomes HCF. And LCM of 9, 3, 18 is 18. Those of you who don't get how to find LCM, just wait for the series on LCM. This is fairly easy and nothing. So 7 by 18 is the HCF of the number. So this is a fairly relatively easier concept to learn. Now we will look into some slightly different things. I mean, fraction and decimals are same thing, not exactly same, but very much similar. In our number system series, we have seen the difference between the fraction and the decimals. There can be different forms of decimals, whether it's a recurring or non-recurring, whether it's a finite or non-finite. So now if you have a decimal, say suppose you have 1.5, then 2.25, 1.75, these three numbers are there. So what does the rule say? Rule says ki you first try to make the number of digits after decimal same. So here the number of digits after decimal is 1, here the number of digits after decimal is 2, and here the number of digits after decimal is 2. So we'll try to make all the numbers with the same number of digits after decimal, that is 2. So here we will write this as 1.50, this we will write as 2.25, and third number would be 1.75. Now all the three number has two number of digits after decimal. Now third step says कि ignore the decimals now and just find the HCF of the number without decimal, that is 150, 225 and 175, right? So what would be the HCF of this? So either first HCF will be the factors of the lowest number, which is 150. Let us check, is the difference even lower than this? Difference here is 75, and here the difference between 150 and 75 is how much? 25. So now 25 is even smaller, so the HCF has to be the factor of 25. Now first we check with the highest factor, which is 25. So 25 divides 175, yes. Even 225, yes. 150 also. So HCF will be nothing but 25. Now since the original numbers were in decimal, so now what we will do, the HCF would be nothing but, we will also place a decimal just before, I mean decimals are before 2 digits, right? So we will place decimal before 2 digits, so that is 0.25. So this way we will proceed. So similarly, if we have say another number, or we can take anything like 2.7, then 3.45, what else, any number we can take like say 3.00, right? Rather, let's make it 3. So here we have 1 digit after decimal, here 2 digits after decimal, here no digits. So first we will make it all the same number of digits after decimal. So 2.70, this is 3.45, and this will be 3.00. Now required HCF, first we will find the HCF of the numbers ignoring the decimals, right? So what would be the HCF of this? The smallest number is 270, right? So 27, so better, I mean, we can arrange this in ascending order so that it will be easier for you to understand. So now HCF would be the smallest factor of the smallest number, okay, 270. Let us check whether the difference of any of the pairs is even smaller. Here the difference is 30 and here the difference is 45. So now the HCF would be the factor of 30, okay. This we have seen in the previous part. So factor of 30, let's see with the highest factor, which is 30 itself. So does 30 divide 270? Yes. Even 300 is divisible, but not 345. Okay, so now we'll move to 15. Next highest factor of 30 is 15. So 15, yes, divides 270, even this, and 340 is also divisible. So HCF would be nothing but 15, and since the decimals were before 2 digits, so we'll place decimal here. So this way we can calculate this HCF. Now this is one method. Otherwise, what you would have done, you could have simply converted this decimal into a fraction form, and then like 1.5 could have been written as, this will be method 2. We convert 1.5 as 15 by 10, 225 as 225, 2.25 as 225 by 100, and 1.75 as 175 by 100. Acha, this fraction thing, this process is valid only when the fraction is in the simplest form. So if you want to find the HCF of a fraction, so make a point to convert the fraction in simplest form. That is, so now if we want to check here, so first we need to convert it into the simplest form. So this will be 3 by 2, this will be 9 by 4, this will be 7 by 4. Okay, so now HCF would be HCF of 3, 9 and 7, and LCM of 2, 4 and 4. HCF of 3, 9, 7, all are 3 and 7 are prime numbers, so it has to be 1 itself, right? 1. And 2, 4, 4, LCM is 4, so 1 by 4, that is equal to 0.25. Same as what we got using the decimal approach. So any method we can take. Now you can check back at your end. If you had not taken in the simplest form, if you had taken 15 by 10, 225 by 100 and 175 by 100, then the answer may have been different. So it's always prudent to convert the fraction in the simplest form for using this fraction wala method of finding HCF. Now we'll see some another concept. When a number is in a form of here P and Q are rather co-prime, not prime, rather co-prime. Okay. And A and B are natural numbers. So see here, what does it say? If a number is in a form of P by, we just check this with example. So let us take an example wherein the number is 6 raised to power 6 minus 5 raised to power 6. This is first number. This is a P, and Q is nothing but what? Q is 6 raised to power 4 minus 5 raised to power 4. So we have to find the HCF of P and Q. So what can it be? Let us see. We can write P as 6Q square, or rather 6 square का cube minus 5 square का cube. So this is AQ minus BQ. We know AQ minus BQ is A minus B into A square plus B square plus AB. So that will be 6 square into 5 square, right? So this here. Now we look into Q. Q is how much? Q is 6 4 minus 5 4. That is nothing but 6 square minus 5 square whole square. So A square minus B square is what? 6 square minus 5 square into 6 square plus 5 square. So now here what is it? So between P and Q, we can see that between P and Q, this 6 square minus 5 square and 6 square minus 5 square is common. So, and these two numbers, this number and this number, will be co-prime. This we can check. So what will be the HCF? The highest common factor is what? Now this is, these numbers are co-prime, so highest common factor is this one. That is, so HCF becomes 6 square minus 5 square. So rather than doing this, there is a process for this. The process says if there is a number P in a form of 6 raised to power 6 and 5 raised to power 6, and Q is in a form of 6 raised to power 4 and 5 raised to power 4, and here 6 and 5 are co-prime to each other. By co-prime we mean the HCF of 6 and 5 is 1. Co-prime concept we will see in detail, but just for you know कि co-prime means two numbers are co-prime if the HCF of the two number is 1. 6 and 5 are co-prime. So if such a situation, the HCF of P and Q would be nothing but 6 raised to power HCF of this 6, 4 minus here 5 raised to power HCF of 6, 4. So HCF of 6 and 4 is what? 2. So this becomes 6 square and here it becomes 5 square, same as what we got here. So this is a very standard, this relationship you can remember also. This is a very standard relationship which is very useful in getting the HCF of problem of this nature. Now we'll see some more illustrations on this similar concept. So say example, we'll take 3 raised to power 84 minus 1 and 3 raised to power 56 minus 1. Here you can write the same thing. You can write it as 3 raised to power 84 minus 1 raised to power 1 and 3 raised to power 56 minus 1 raised to power 1. Here 1 and 3 are co-prime, so that formula is valid. So HCF would be what? 3 raised to power HCF of 84, 56 minus 1 raised to power HCF of 1 is 1. So here it becomes, now 84 and 56 का HCF is what? The difference is 28. 28 divides both, so it is 3 raised to 28. Now I'm doing directly, you can just catch it up. So this is the HCF of the required number. This is very simple. Using this formula, this is simple. Otherwise, if you would have gone by the conventional method of solving this equation, it would have been really lengthy. So it's always better to remember this formula and use this. Now we'll see another example just to validate this. And see if example say 7 raised to power 100 minus 1 and 7 raised to power 160 minus 1. Here since 7 and 1 both are co-prime to each other, so what would happen? The HCF we can directly write as 7 raised to power HCF of 100, 160 minus 1. Now 100, 160 HCF is what? The difference is 60. 60 does not divide. Next is 30 also does not divide. Next is 20. 20 divides both 100 and 160. So 7 raised to power 20 minus 1. This is the HCF. Now we'll see another case. If assume the case had been 6 raised to power, example 6 raised to power 100 minus 1 and the second number is 4 raised to power 160 minus 1. Now can we find HCF using this relationship? No, you cannot find, you cannot apply this formula because 6 and 4, sorry, here we write like 4 raised to power 1 here this way. So now since 6 and 4 are not co-prime to each other, we cannot apply this formula. So for this relation to be applicable, P and Q should be co-prime numbers and A and B has to be natural number, right? So that is the precondition for this. Now some different application of the similar concept we'll see here. Now if we see this P is written as 1 1 1 1 1 2 6 4 times. Okay, before looking at this, if say number is 11, so what can we write this? Can we write this as what? 10 raised to power 1 plus 1 So this gives 11, right? Now if number is 111, so it can be nothing, it is nothing but okay, and this further we can write it 99, we can write as sorry 11 as 99 by 9, right? So this is nothing but 10 raised to power 2 minus 1 by 9. Similarly 111 we can write as 999 by 9. This is nothing but 10 raised to power 3 by minus 1 by 9. So this is generic way of, I mean one of the way of writing any number which is in repeating in 1. So similarly if we have to write p which is 1111264 times, so this is nothing but what, 10 raised to power 1264 minus 1 upon 9, right? Similarly q we can write q is what, 1111008 times. So here q we can write as 10 raised to power 1008 minus 1 by 9. This is based on this concept which we just looked here, right? So HCF of P and Q. Now see, remember, look here carefully. Now P we have written as 10 raised to power something minus 1 raised to power something, where 10 and 1 are co-prime, and here 10 raised to power another index minus 1 raised to power the same number. So here we can write HCF is nothing but, and this is in form of numerator by denominator. So HCF of fraction we know is what, that will be HCF of the numerator, HCF of 10 raised to power 1264 minus 1 and 10 raised to power 1008 minus 1 upon LCM of numerator 9 comma 9. So this we can write as what? Now HCF of numerator, HCF of these two is nothing but 10 raised to power HCF of 1264 comma 1008 minus 1 upon LCM of 9 comma 9 is 9. So this further we can write as 10 raised to power HCF of this would be what? So this we can calculate. Let us see what would be the HCF. I mean here we can the 1264 and 1008, right? So the difference is what? Difference is nothing but 256, right? So it has to be factor of 256. So does 256 divide 108? No, it will not divide, right? So next is 128, we will see. Does 128 divide this? No, 110, because 128 then power into 4 becomes 516 and another 2 1024. So 116 also does not divide. Then it becomes 64. 64 we will see here. I mean 1008 का factor if we see, so here we can get 16 would be the HCF. So 10 raised to power 16 minus 1 upon 9 will be answer. So this is the way we solve question of this nature. So we will erase this. Now we'll see this question. Here P is nothing but 4 into 111. How many times? 150 times. So this we can write as nothing but 4 into what, 10 raised to power 150 minus 1 by 9, right? And q is what, q is 6 into 111 200 times, right? So see here, I mean, and let me write p here in this form only. 4 into 111 150 times. So if we see the HCF, for HCF the common factor between 6 and 4 is what, 2. 2 is a common factor, right? And the HCF of these numbers 111 and this one would be nothing but the HCF of 150 and 200 by this method, right? So it will be nothing but HCF of 150 and 200, which is nothing but 2 into HCF of 150 and 200 is 50. So 2 into 50. Now let us check. Here there is a factor of 3 also, right? 3. I mean, this is 2 into 3 and this is 2 into 2. So let us check whether there is a factor of 3 in this term, 1111 something. So yes, I mean 3 times 1 is divided by 3, right? So here it is 50 times. So this pattern is repeating 50 times. So this number will be 1 written 150 times, so it will be divisible by 3. So there will be another factor of 3 also, which is common to both. So 2 was common, 3 is common between here and here, and between these two numbers, triple one, the factor is 50. The highest factor, common factor is 50, right? Sorry. So 2 into 3 into 111. This is written 50 times. So it becomes 6 into 111 written 50 times. This is the answer. Right. Now we will see another question. Here P is 2 into 111 90 times, and Q is 6 into 111 100 times, right? So HCF of P and Q would be what? Between 2 and 6, 2 is common, right? And between these two numbers, the HCF would be HCF of 90, 100. This we have seen in the previous example. So this is nothing but HCF of 90, 100 is 10. So this is 2 into 1 written 10 times. So HCF becomes 2 into 1 written 10 times, right? So now see here, another concept which we will see here. So now see, here we also had 1 3, and that 3 could be here also, right? Right. So see here, I mean, what I'm trying to say, this we need to be very careful here. We have 1 2, this 6 we could have written as 2 into 3. So 2 common, this 2 we have taken. Now 3 is additional here, and we have to check whether do we have additional 3 in this term, 1 written 90 times, and we already have taken 1 written 10 times common, right? So 1 written 10 times does not have any 3 in it, right? it's not a multiple of 3. So there is and one multiple of 3 here. I mean, if 1 is written 90 times, so we know every 3 pair of 1 is divisible by 3. So if it's 90 times, it's divisible by 3. So here also we have a factor of 3 hidden here, and here 3 is here, right? So one additional factor 3 would be coming. So answer would be 6 into 111 written 10 times. Now we'll see another example. These are very important concepts. You need to be very careful and diligent at attempting these questions. So if P is 4 into 111 written 148 times, and here it is Q is nothing but 6, which is 2 into 3, let us write, into 111 written 200 times, right? So now see, uh, first 2 here and 2 here is common, so HCF will have 2 as a common. Now let us see between these ones. So 1 written 148 times and 1 written 200 times, the HCF would be 1 written how many times? HCF of 148 comma 200 times, which is 52. So 52, it has to be divisible. That is 52 divide 200, no. The next is 26, again no. 13, no. I think 4 will be the HCF here. So 1 written 4 times. Now we will have to check for 3. We have checked for 2, we have checked for once. Now we have to check for 3. Here we have 3, but do we have 3 in P? 1 is written 148 times. 148 is not divisible by 3, right? So this number 1 written 148 times does not have 3 as a factor. Hence we will not have any 3 here. So the required HCF would be 2 into 111 written 4 times, which is nothing but 2 into 1111. This is 2222. This is the answer, right? So I think these 4 illustrations summarize the concept, how we are going to move on the questions, similar questions. This question, let us revisit again. So here what we had done, 2 we had taken for here, and here 50 times. So this is not a multiple of 3, right? This does not include 3. But here this is 3, and here also 1 3 is here, right? So yeah, 2 and 3. So this is fine. So now process to find HCF of algebraic expression. This we see. So far we had been looking into how to find the HCF of numbers, decimals, fractions. So now if you happen to get a question based on the general and algebraic expressions, so how to find HCF of those? So the process is very simple. We'll take help of the division method, which we have seen for numbers as well. So the question is to find the HCF of 3a minus 5 and 25a plus 30. So we will start with 3a minus 5 and divide this. This divides 25a plus 130. So this will go 8 times. So this will be 24a minus 40. Subtract. Here it becomes a. This becomes positive. It becomes 170. Right? This will divide 3a minus 5. This will go 3 times. So it becomes 3a plus 210. Right? Sorry, 510. 510. So now subtracting both, we get what? We get cancelling. Here it is minus 5, 15. So this is the way we proceed ahead with the questions on HCF. Now let us see another example. Had the question been to find the HCF of this, So here it would be 4a minus 8. This will divide 24. Let us start with slightly. So 4a minus 8. This is going to divide 24a square plus 200. So 4, this will go 6 times, 6a times, right? So it is nothing but 24a square minus 48a, right? So this is nothing but negative positive. This will go. So here it becomes 48a plus 200. Again this will further be divisible by this number. So here we can write as plus 8, sorry, plus 12. So this becomes 48a minus 96, right? So this cancels out, it remains 296. So now the HCF will be a factor of this. HCF of this number will be either, so HCF of the fraction would be factor of 296, right? So same way we'll approach the questions. These are very generic questions just to understand the approach. Now we'll see some related concepts. So if the question is to find the HCF of 30a plus 29 and this, so 30a plus 29 will divide 66a plus 63. So 2 times it will go 60a plus 58, divide this or subtract this, it becomes 6a plus 5. Now this will divide the previous divisor, which is 30a plus 29. Now this will go 5 times, so it becomes 30a plus 25. So now this cancels out. What remains is 54, right? Sorry, no, 4. So 4 is the a. So now we have got 4. So HCF of this number will be nothing but factor of 4. So it could be either 4 or 2 or 1. This will be the HCF. Exact HCF we may not know because we don't know the value of A. These are variables, expressions. So exact HCF in these cases we may not know. We can know the HCF will be out of these numbers only for whatever the value A takes. It means for all the values of A, all the integral values of A, the HCF will be either 4, 2, 1. Similarly, in the previous question, for any value of A, whatever value A takes, HCF has to be the factor of 296. So 296 we can factorize and then see. So what would be those factors? Let us, sorry, 148. Let's try with 4, 37. So it is 2 cube into 37. So factor would be either 1 or 2 or 4 or 8 or 37, 74, 216 or 296. So out of these numbers only can be the factor of the questions. So same way we approach the questions of this nature. Now we will see this. Find the largest possible HCF of 4a plus 3. So number given is 4a plus 3 and this divides 62a minus 220. So here this will go 15 times. So this becomes 60a plus 45. We will subtract this. Here it remains 2a and this will be nothing but 265, right? Now this will divide 4a plus 3 two times, so it becomes 4a, and here it becomes how much, 530, right? So it becomes 533. Right. Let us see, 45 minus, yeah, so 265. 265, yes, fine. So 4a minus 530. So this cancels out, it remains 530. So now HCF of these two number will be what? Factor of 533. Now what could be the factors of 533? I mean, here the what is the largest possible HCF? So largest possible HCF is nothing but 533 itself, because the highest factor of 533 is 533 itself. So 533 would be the largest possible HCF answer. Now the next question is, find the maximum HCF and all possible HCF of this expression. So if this is 3a plus 48 and 7a plus 88, so here it will go two times, so this becomes 6a plus 96. So a minus 8, this will divide 3a plus 48 three times, so 3a minus 24, so it becomes 72. So find the maximum HCF and all possible HCF of 3a plus 42. So maximum, now we know the HCF of these two expression is nothing but the factors of 72, right? So factors of 72 are nothing but what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and I think you know how to find the factors that we have already covered. And just for the sake of again, we can write 1 into 72, 2 into 36, 3 into 24, 4 into 18, 6 into 12, then 8 into 9. Okay, so now from here we'll go upwards, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, 72. So there can be 12 number of possible HCF. Okay, and what could be the maximum HCF possible? That is number 72 itself, right? So this is the way to solve and approach this question. Now we'll see one more concept and then finish off this session. Here, find the smallest number a such that these numbers are co-prime. What do we mean by co-prime? Co Two numbers are co-prime if the HCF of the two numbers is 1. So here we will check with the HCF, 3a plus 226. 4a plus 263. Okay, so this will divide one time, 3a plus 226. So it remains a plus, here what would be 37. Now this, okay, and certainly a, let's assume कि a is greater than 0. Okay, so now this will take 3 times, so 3a plus, on subtraction, 115, right? So what we get is 115. So find the smallest number a such that 3a and 4 are co-prime. So it means that now factors are the possible HCF in 115. If we factorize, then this becomes 1, 5 and 23 and 115. These are the possible HCF. Okay. So when would be a case where this is a co-prime? Means कि 115 should not divide a plus 37, right? So the next step would have been a plus 37, right? So if a plus 37 is divisible by 115, then 115 becomes the HCF, but we don't want that. So what? So it means कि a plus 37 should not be equal to either 115 times any multiple k, should not be equal to 23 times any multiple k2, should not be equals to 5 times any multiple 3, right? So then for that value of a, we will get the value of HCF as 1, right? Now if assume the question had been कि find the smallest number a such that these two numbers are never co-prime. So now the question, if it says कि are never co-prime, so what would be there? So for that to happen, it means never co-prime means there cannot be a HCF of 1. So HCF has to be greater than, I mean, either 523 or 115. So means कि a plus 37. So here we write a plus 37 is equal to 115k, right? So a can be 115 minus 37, so 78. I mean, smallest we are checking, right? So this is one case. Or we could have seen here itself, if a plus 37 would have been 0, would have become 1. So here we need to be very sure that a plus 37 is not equal to 1. If it becomes 1, then here itself the HCF would be 1. So this has not to be 1. So for this, I mean, and since we have put a condition that a greater than 0, so this will not be a case. So 78 is the answer here. So 78 is the lowest value of a such that these two expressions are never co-prime, right? If the question was if these are co-prime, so there have been many cases we could not have found one such answer. But if the question is if they are never co-prime, then a is equal to 78 for two expressions to be never co-prime. So this is the answer. So I hope you would have got the broader concept how we move to such type of questions. So here we end the session on HCF. So now we will be moving to the next session on co-prime numbers and LCMs. So that will be coming in the next part. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any query, you can post here, right?